Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm already in a bad mood today. Let's just get that out of the way. This top, very accurate today. Nothing's happened, just in one of those moods where I hate everything. So, what better mood to be in to check out Shane Dawson's video on conspiracy theories with Shane Dawson. I didn't even really, I think I skimmed through this one when it came out because it was about things like Chuck E. Cheese reusing pizza slices. Wow, much Illuminati, such MK Ultra. It's not even conspiracy theory light, it's conspiracy theories for dummies. So that's what we're going to do, but first I have to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Simple Health. I'm excited to work with this company because Simple Health makes it easier for you to have access to birth control. There's no doctor's offices, pharmacy lines, waiting rooms, etc. Simple Health is delivered discreetly to you. Access to a doctor, insurance status, or cost should never prevent a woman from getting birth control. Simple Health has over 100 different brands of birth control, including the patch, the ring, contraceptive pill, etc. So whatever works for you and your body best, you can choose. The recommendation they provide is personalised for you based on your health profile and just general preferences towards contraception. Simple Health only uses the trusted brands of birth control. And the licensed doctors at Simple Health review every patient profile to make sure you are getting the best birth control for you. And best of all, it's affordable. Simple Health accepts insurance and the birth control is free on most plans. Without insurance, birth control starts at $15 per month and the delivery is free. Personally, I think this brand is brilliant. Nothing should get in the way of people looking after their sexual health, taking it seriously. It's personable, it's discreet, it's convenient, and it's affordable. Do remember though that Simple Health is not a replacement for having routine checkups with your doctor or sexual health clinic. Still go along to the clinic for pelvic exams, smear tests, etc. Try Simple Health today for free at www.simplehealth.com/AlizeeYeezy, or you can use Alizee Yeezy at checkout. Thank you so much to Simple Health for sponsoring today's video. Now, can't put it off any longer. Let's get on with conspiracy theory with Shane Dawson. And also, before we get into today's video, I'd just like to remind you, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. If you are subscribed, make sure you are indeed still subscribed and not being unsubscribed by YouTube. Oh, my own conspiracy theory. YouTube unsubscribing people from the big Alizee Yeezy. Or people unsubscribing because I can't talk properly. Like or dislike, comment something nice or comment something bad, all for the engagement. As a conspiracy theory aficionado, I have such incredibly high hopes for this. 99% like ratio, 49 million views. All right. It's an hour and 45 minutes long. Good thing I ate a salad earlier, otherwise I'd be really hungry right now.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Part 1. Did he ever do a part 2? Something's wrong, I can feel it. There's a part 2 to this. I didn't know. I thought it was just the one. I'm sorry, I'm not sitting through 3+ hours of Shane today. I'm a busy person. I've got lots of staring at my wall to do later on. We're just going to look at the first video. Then if this video does well, we'll look at the part 2. You know, a lot of YouTubers would be thinking right now, hey, it's more content for me. I'm just upset.
What are you doing?
Let's make this more fun for me. Of the conspiracies he presents, I'm going to give them a rating 1 to 10 on how big on the conspiracy scale they are. So, number 1. This is already unfairly biased against him because I was thinking number 1, the Chuck E. Cheese pizza, who gives a fuck, up to what would be the most biggest conspiracy theory of all time? I guess reptilians secretly ruling the world. Let's make an amalgamation. Reptilians secretly rule the world from within the hollow earth, which we live on the outside of, and they are disrupting our frequencies with the moon because the moon is actually a hologram. You cannot get more conspiracy theory than that amalgamation I just made. So that's number 10, and number 1 is Chuck E. Cheese pizzas.
I didn't pick up the phone. Wait, what? You heard me say that's my mom?
What's
I said
going
that's
on?
my mom, and then I pressed answer. That doesn't...
Shane looks so shocked at what I assume is going to be nothing. Meanwhile, Morgan is Morgan is me internally.
And I said, no, that's my mom, and then I answered the phone. And you picked up and said, were you making fun of me? And I said, no, of course not. Why'd you say that? And you said, because, well, tell them what you heard me say. That's my mom. I didn't pick up the phone yet. How would that make any sense?
I really don't care, guys.
The scary
They don't even know. We haven't even.
Yeah.
Wait, I literally don't know what you're talking about.
This is the conspiracy that we were going to film tonight.
What's the conspiracy? iPhones are shit?
That is wild.
Well, I don't know exactly what it is yet,
The phone is always listening. Always.
That is crazy.
That's not even a conspiracy theory, though. We know our phones are always listening. Do you know what? Actually, something weird happened the other day. I was thinking in my head, I didn't say it out loud to anyone on the phone. I didn't text it to anyone. I was thinking about Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. I don't know why. I think because I was thinking, how weird is it that Mod Sun and Machine Gun Kelly are close? Tyler Mojo used to date Mod Sun. Tyler Mojo was like 2 people away from Megan Fox. Just weird, right? So I was thinking randomly about Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. And those are 2 people that I don't think I've ever texted anyone about ever. And then a few minutes later, I got not a Google alert, but do you get push notifications from Google? Yeah, I get push notifications about YouTube are crap now. Like, oh, this YouTuber did an interview. Okay, cool, good for them. About Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, 2 people. I've never even mentioned them in my messages to anyone, because why would I? I don't give a shit. But so already, I'm dabbing on Shane Dawson's pathetic little conspiracy theory series. Oh, my iPhone secretly listens. Yeah, we know our phones listen. My phone is reading my fucking mind. Holy shit, imagine how much better this series would have been if I had made it.
The phone was already like recording in such a way where it
that-
got through to her. Yeah.
And I know that she's not lying because I saw him not answer it yet. That was crazy.
Why is he... I swore to myself that I wouldn't do this. Stop every 2 seconds, because it's horrible for me to edit this. I'm probably thinking to myself in editing right now, why won't you shut the fuck up? Why is he almost crying over it? Like, Shane, it's not even that deep. Yes, your phone listens to you. That's why you'll get advertisements for things that you've been talking about. We really don't need microchips and vaccines. We have phones. So... And also, I'm sure Bill Gates really doesn't care about what most people are up to. See, even I draw the line at some conspiracies, guys.
And just to kick things up a notch.
Why is he looking so smug, please? You've got 2 years left. I feel mean saying that kind of stuff.
This isn't just a typical conspiracy video. Oh my god, this is her. This is her. This is just part 1. And in the next part, I'm going to be leaving this room.
And for the next part, I'm actually gonna leave my house for once. Holy shit! Do you know what? I take it all back. Ancient Aliens has fuck all on this. This is so good.
Celebrities have been having their faces stolen for years. Whether it was a lookalike on Hollywood Boulevard, or more recently, a fake version of them eating a burrito in a park.
Oh look, it's Tana Mojo's cheating ex. Is that how she found out about him? Appreciate... Shane, how could you? Yet another thing to blame Shane for.
He's eating a burrito like he's eating corn on the cob or playing harmonica.
The news getting tricked by that, by the way, is literally the news's own fault for talking about nonsense all of the time. But I shouldn't complain too much because it gives me content.
Or a hologram of them performing an entire concert after they died.
Why are people cheering for a hologram of Michael Jackson? This is making my mood worse. It's going downhill again. Oh, I hate being alive.
Now, making a fake digital version of a celebrity's face is nothing new. Usually it's done in movies when they want to bring somebody back from the dead.
Actor Philip Seymour Hoffman will live on as his character in the next 2 installments of The Hunger Games after dying before filming was completed.
Can people consent to that? Would they have to sign a form? Yes, you can use my likeness after death. Maybe I should start making... Maybe I should copyright my face. Well, no one else would want to use it anyway. So basically, people can now make deep fakes using this app, and people make deep fakes of celebrities for porn because people are creepy. But it doesn't just happen to celebrities. It happens to normal everyday people who maybe don't have the platform of which they can say, hey, that's not me. Oh no. Nah, surely no one would use this face. Come on. Shane goes on to say that with this sort of technology, a spurned woman who is mad that their husband has cheated on them could have an actor come around with the same body type and like enact some sort of abusive scenario that the CCTV cameras would record, thus implementing him when he's not actually done anything wrong. It's all been acted. But like, courts are going to be aware that we have the technology to do these things now.
I mean, just look at the Snapchat face swap feature.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Shane. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
In a matter of seconds, you can put anybody's face on top of yours, and it looks pretty good.
Shane! That's what you should have done for all the times you said something dumb on the internet. You should have just said, oh my god, guys, that's a deep fake, duh. Not playing 21D chess, my man.
The scariest part is this could actually lead to the end of the world.
Imagine the following scenario. Video is produced of Donald Trump saying, I've just launched nuclear weapons against North Korea. That video goes onto Twitter and goes viral in 30, 60 seconds. North Korea responds in another 60 seconds.
Seems a bit dramatic for me. A little bit dramatic, isn't it? Deep fakes leading to... Maybe. I mean, the world kind of is a circus, but you would hope people had their shit a little bit more together. Then nuclear war isn't something that anyone takes lightly, I would like to think. Maybe. I don't, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. This seems a little bit dramatic, Shane.
I didn't even know what this was. I was watching Shane's videos. I am a fan, and I saw that he had a new trailer for a series. Then towards the end, I saw one of my videos. Are you ready? And what looked like my face, but it wasn't my face. It was Selena Gomez's face, and I just couldn't believe it.
The thing with technology, when it starts becoming mass produced and anyone can do it, the law simply will have to catch up. The law isn't some sort of unchanging, fixed thing. It will just adapt like everything does. So it'll probably become illegal to do deep fakes in a few years. We'll see. So I guess as we're doing a part 1 and part 2 to this, because I don't want this video to be over an hour long. I'm also going to rate the conspiracies on how much I want to know the resolution if he is doing it that way. Like, here's the conflict. What will be the resolution in part 2? I guess I think deep fakes, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with the technology, what's it going to be like in the future. At the same time, where's the conspiracy aspect? Because it's not really a conspiracy that people are making deep fakes of porn stars or of politicians or whatnot. It's a fact. So where's the theory? So I give that, it's on the minus scale somewhere for how much I want to see that resolved. In terms of specifically, we're thinking of this as, this is about conspiracy theories. It's about Stonehenge or whatever. And as for how good a theory, it's not really a theory, it's a fact, unless I'm missing something. So that's on the minus scale. It's lower than the Chuck E. Cheese debacle. Shane's next conspiracy is about the iPhone. Is this going to be one long product placement for Apple? Who knows? Oh, that's my conspiracy theory. Maybe this is one giant ad for all these companies involved, even though it's talking smack about the companies involved, but no such thing as bad publicity.
Hello? I just heard my hello? So what did you say before you picked up?
Who knows my favorite 3 times.
I heard the last one, but did you pick up?
No, you didn't hear who knows my favorite.
Yeah, I heard my favorite. Hello?
Hello?
I mean, that's hardly conclusive of anything. someone going, hello?
Hello? Anything?
No, I just heard hello.
My interest, it was down here already, and it's only... What is the point of this one? I'm bored already. Shane, why are you wasting my time? Conspiracy theory of Alizee. Shane Dawson is just wasting all of our time. Can't wait for Shane to handle a serious issue with all the tact that he's known for.
This house across the street is just not even touched.
Not even touched?
But then 10 feet away is...
That? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I've just spent a few minutes watching Shane go to one of the areas where the fire hit, like a residential area. I think he's being fine. He's not being distasteful or anything. I wouldn't expect, ironically, like when it comes to a serious thing like this, I wouldn't expect him to go to, you know, the location where a fire has ruined several houses and be all, oh my God, like guys, look at it. I wouldn't expect him to be, I'd expect it from Jake Paul, but not Shane. So he's not, I don't think he's being distasteful. To be continued, but he doesn't state in that part what the conspiracy part is, so... And now we have iPhone conspiracy, part 2 of 4. Oh, God. Do you know what? If you found not 1, not 2, but 4 conspiracies related to your phone, maybe get a different phone brand.
Are you serious? Those are my words.
I told you said my favorite.
Wait, Apple! We're coming for you!
I think they're still talking about the iPhone conspiracy from like 10 minutes ago. It really isn't interesting enough for there to be a part 2 to 4 if it's just on that. Oh, shame.
Wait, does that mean everyone when I don't answer the phone knows that I don't want to answer the phone?
Wait, that's a serious part.
Oh, wait, this is crazy.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Oh my God, when you're like, oh, this fucking bitch again. Hello?
Yeah. Why are you so mean? Do you say that about me? Every time.
That aged badly, didn't it?
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, is that
So,
oh, no.
It says, I took the picture after 3.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's crazy!
Okay, so this conspiracy theory about the iPhone is different, that when they take a picture, it records a few seconds? Huh? Guys, I don't think Apple having shitty or buggy software is a conspiracy. I'm just saying.
Is that on all the phones?
Yeah, so Apple came out with a statement and they were like, oh, well, yeah, we record 3 seconds before and 3 seconds after.
How do they know?
Is it a conspiracy if Apple admit that it's a feature on the phone? I don't know the point or purpose of the feature, but this is a reach.
Exactly.
On top of the status bar, you see a new icon. Those 3 concentric circles lit up yellow. By default, it's on. You just take pictures.
Technically, when your camera's out, your phone is always recording.
At this point, that's just the truth. It's not even a conspiracy.
Thank you, Ryland. That one abruptly ended, and now we have brainwashing children. We're 35 minutes through, and I'm already flagging in energy. I had to have an emergency snack of baked beans. It's done nothing.
There's jokes about prison.
Don't drop them.
Patrick licking a pile of sand, and plenty more.
Who wants to lick my cheeks?
But those are all just jokes and clearly hidden for adults.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of other darker messages that have been hidden in this show, and most of them involve suicide.
I can't seem to get happy.
Yeah, we had that in that episode of Tom and Jerry. You know, at the end when they sit on the train tracks. And look, I grew up to be perfectly well-adjusted and normal.
But then, as I was looking into it, I found that suicide references have been in a lot more cartoons than just SpongeBob. I mean, Bugs Bunny. Daffy Duck.
There was nothing for the Scarlet Pumpernickel to do but blow his brains out. To which he said,
Oh yeah, remember that episode of Looney Tunes, huh?
Woody Woodpecker.
If I had a gun, I'd shoot myself.
Daisy Duck.
Goodness, I didn't want to live.
And a bunch of cartoon episodes just ending with characters killing themselves for no reason.
Maybe the people that were making these cartoons were very stressed out and that's why they put all this stuff in. I don't know.
Gosh, well, I never thought Minnie would fall for somebody else. Everybody seems happy. Why does the world have to be down on me?
And then he decides the only option is to kill himself.
So far, I failed to see Shane's point. The conspiracy element of this. What's this proving other than depression has always been a thing?
Goodbye, Minnie. Goodbye, cruel world.
And he even tries to hang himself.
Gee.
I think cartoons are less on the nose than they were back then.
Even in this Daisy Duck cartoon, you can see there's 6 options for suicide. Gun, hanging, knife, poison, grenade, and a bomb. So what's the theory? Well, what if they've been planting it inside our minds since we were kids? That suicide is an option.
The cartoonists at SpongeBob are putting images of suicide into children's cartoons, into SpongeBob, so that children might commit suicide if life gets too tough. What's the end game here? Who does this benefit? Every conspiracy theory is going to benefit someone. The moon landing being faked. Not saying I believe it, just saying the conspiracy theory. America won the space race with German scientists in NASA. It's technically not really. Actually, it was the... I don't want to get into it. What's it called? Operation Paperclip. Just look that up. That's who benefits from that situation if that is the case. Reptilians really ruling the world. Well, the reptilians benefit because they secretly rule the world. Do you see what I mean? So, what is the benefit of children committing suicide later on in life because they saw it repeatedly on cartoons? Who is this benefiting? Surely not society. No. Not themselves. Not their friends and family. Not the storyboardists at SpongeBob at Nickelodeon. Could it be that a lot of these screenwriters, storyboardists, cartoonists, whatnot, have some mental health issues?
So why would they want to plant suicide in our brains? Well, some people think it might be a form of population control.
Shane just posited the idea, maybe, suicide is a form of population control. We are strictly speaking about the population control aspect, so no one take anything I say out of context. I've just Googled suicides per year USA, because Shane lives in America. In 2008, there were 48,000 recorded suicides, up from 42,000, so an increase of 6,000. The population of America is something like 330 million. So, Shane is putting forward the theory that it's population control. 330 million. The numbers, it doesn't hold. This theory, to me, simply doesn't hold if you're talking purely in terms of the numbers.
If someone happens to not achieve those things, now in the back of their heads, they know that suicide is an option.
I reckon I ain't got no alternative.
But we're always aware that suicide is an option, regardless of TV. There's the act of seppuku, which is thousands of years old. I don't think this theory is holding weight.
The game of life. The game of life, where the goal is to succeed, and if you don't, you lose. In the original version of Life in 1860 that was created by Milton Bradley, it literally had suicide on the board as an option.
Okay, so this board game that came out in 1860 and had suicide on the board as an option, how is that the fault of cartoons? Death and life are just things that people have been talking about for thousands of years, because what does it truly mean to live and be alive and to be experiencing all of this? What does death entail? Is there anything? Is there a continuation? Who knows? We'll find out one day. I need to move forward from this before I have a existential crisis.
Now, it's not just suicide that's being poured into kids' pure, very multiple brains. Into darkness in every single form. Just think about the games we used to play as kids. Ring Around the Rosie.
Ring around the Rosie.
A game about people who died from the Black Plague.
Right, no. How is this? Yeah, death is everywhere, because to live is to die. That's the nature of reality. Everything dies. Entropy happens. But I don't see how that's brainwashing anyone when it's just a fact of life that everything dies. I think Shane saw a correlation between, oh, look, all the dark themes in kids' TV shows, and then just tried to pull several explanations out of his butt. Yeah.
London Bridge.
London Bridge is falling down.
A song about a huge bridge falling and killing everyone.
Iron bars will bend and break, bend and break, bend and break.
I mean, you could argue that with nursery rhymes, the references to death are to reflect that death happens, but also to get children used to the idea that nothing lasts forever, that we know of in this lifetime. So, again, what's your point? Kind of like, oh, here's a conspiracy theory for you then, Shane. Kind of like when parents let children keep hamsters as pets, and hamsters don't tend to live very long, maybe a year or two. They don't live very long. Or goldfish from the fun fair, or whatever. And it's to get kids used to the idea that things one day die. Traumatized me as a child, I'll tell you that. Hasn't got me used to anything at all, but that's a thought process behind it. I think one of my older relatives once told me that when they were younger and say, a relative in the family died, the body would be in the casket at the house, and the adults would try to get you to touch the body to stop you being scared of death. Which, that to me, that's fucking horrifying. But Shane, I don't see your point.
Of course, you have Twister. A game that's marketed as a way for you and your friends to get way too close.
Twister, the game that ties you up in knots.
I can't even imagine the amount of creepy uncles or cousins who have wanted to play that game on Thanksgiving.
Hold on. So he's gone from all the references to death to talking about Twister, because Twister encourages you to get really uncomfortably close to other people. He's pulled this out of his ass. That is way too all over the place. The theme of this conspiracy is meant to be brainwashing children, but then he's leapt so quickly to,
One of the most disturbing, Peter Pumpkin Eater. A song about a guy whose wife doesn't want him.
Had a wife but could not keep her.
So he holds her hostage in a pumpkin.
I've never heard this Peter Pumpkin song thing before. Alright, so this whole segment is Shane establishing that children get told dark themes. Where's the conspiracy? This is no MK Ultra.
Everyone questions as a society, how do we have so much evil, death, hatred, depression, destruction? But do we even have to question it when we look back at our childhoods now as adults and think about what was being put right in front of our eyes?
Oh, Shane, I hate to break it to you, but life has never really been sunshine and roses since the beginning of humans doing stuff. There's always been fighting, and is that his point? That society is so evil because we watched bad cartoons as children? Okay, what about human history? What about when they didn't have rhymes or cartoons? What about when we were just cavemen and we were still attacking each other? And apparently, it might not feel like it, but we're currently living in the most peaceful time in all of human history. Apparently, that's what some blokes, I don't know, some blokes with PhDs, they say that kind of stuff. Shane, you have wasted my time. Oh, great, back to the iPhone conspiracy. Thank God.
Alright, so let's see.
Wait, okay, created here, so shadow.
Why are you fogging?
Wait, okay, so I'm taking a picture of myself.
Ew!
Wait, what?
Is that supposed to be me?
Yeah. Well, good news is if you lose your hair, you look good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you because you didn't get your hair in the frame. Shane, this is dumb even for you. So they've downloaded an app called Zepeto, which they think tracks the user whilst you play it, or something. Okay. That was the conspiracy, that iPhones are just, well, phones are just listening to you. Yeah, we know. But people don't care enough to do anything about it, so. Disney's Frozen. Oh. It's probably the conspiracy that they came out with the film Frozen. So then whenever you type in Disney Frozen or Walt Disney Frozen, it comes up with the film rather than conspiracy theory. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that before. I forgot I was meant to be rating these. Sorry, I'm just bored. But I tell you what, Shane, I will raise you one higher as usual. One time, I went to this talk that Slavoj Žižek was doing, because, oh yeah, I'm cultured as fuck. Never talk to me unless your favourite philosopher is a Slovenian communist. Right, he was doing this talk with someone else, and they had via live stream Julian Assange at this talk, so I'm there listening, and Julian starts going on about how deep in Google, oh god, this video's gonna be on Google's platform, isn't it? YouTube's own, like, deep in Google. Shane Dawson, conspiracy. Deep in Google, they are working on some sort of supercomputer so the elites can upload their consciousness to it to be in a constant, never-ending matrix of hedonism, sinfulness, whilst the rest of the world dies and burns because of climate change, something like that. Anyway, where was I going with any of that? Oh yeah, my conspiracy theories are better than Shane Dawson's. Maybe Walt Disney's consciousness is already inside that supercomputer in Google. Watch as this video gets mysteriously taken down by Susan Wojcicki herself, because I'm an idiot and she's embarrassed I'm on this platform. I wouldn't blame her.
Scientists are freezing endangered animal species.
We have fully frozen wood frogs. Their hearts are stopped, their brains are flatlined, yet they're still alive.
He had those frozen frogs and was like smacking them against you. Imagine you've been frozen, you're just chilling, like sleeping, waiting to be woken up. You know, you didn't want to wait for Ancient Aliens season 301, so you just froze yourself for a bit, and someone gets your body and starts clanging you around against another frozen person. Bang out of order.
And then look at the search results now. Yeah,
it's completely frozen.
The patient is immediately placed in an ice bath. Certain patients choose to preserve.
This is very overdramatic for a light conspiracy at best. Why did he tack that on at the end? Rip Walt Disney. Yes, I'm sure Walt Disney's looking down from wherever he is right now, like, thanks for that, Shane Dawson. Thank you. What? Is that his way of trying to make it seem less distasteful that he was talking about whether Walt Disney had his head frozen? Not the rest of his, just chop off at the head and stick that in a jar. Like in Futurama. Ooh. Subliminal messages in stores. Not long. I'm almost halfway. I'm over halfway done. Well, do you know what? I mean, he's put a lot of content in this. Whether the content itself is questionable or not. If you're entertained by this sort of thing, then you're going to be entertained for almost 2 hours. So, you know, who am I to make fun of that?
For example, every picture of a watch or a clock that you've seen in an advertisement is set to 10:10.
Watches set to 10 induce positive emotions. Why? Why? I am looking at one of the watches on the screen right now, set to 10 past 10. Yep, I'm still miserable. What? Because it's a smiley face and it subliminally makes you happy and want to buy it. No. Isn't that just that? That human tendency to see patterns and faces in things. This isn't even a watch, this is a Fitbit, and it's the first like watch maybe I've ever bought. This is just to track my steps, so it doesn't even have a standard clock face. So no, I've never looked at a watch and thought, oh yes, I want that. I don't care for them, I think they are pointless.
You are manipulated from the moment you walk in the door until you leave.
Grocery stores purposefully oversize your cart, so it psychologically makes you feel like you haven't shopped enough.
Yeah, you know what I do? I trick myself. I only allow myself to carry a basket, no cart.
Is this a conspiracy or is this just consumer manipulation and psychological tricks?
From the moment you walk into the grocery store, your mind and your actions are being manipulated.
So how exactly is this place making me feel so welcome?
Well, it's a funny thing, Renee. What's happened is you've entered, you're welcome, but you're also not allowed to leave. As you can see, the metaphorical doors are closing.
You're not allowed to leave the shop ever. This is your new home now.
She smells our French bread that just came out of the oven, so she's making her way over there.
That way the smell gets your salivary glands going, and we all know that the hungrier you are, the more you want to buy.
Don't get me wrong, this actually is interesting. Of course, it's nothing that I've not heard before because I am a super genius with 1 billion IQ points. It's interesting. Psychological tricks is always interesting. I bet he's going to mention how the mascots on cereal boxes, their eyes are always looking down at the kids. But where's the conspiracy theory? That's my only qualm so far.
And then they put all of the essential items like milk, eggs, and meat at the very back of the store. That way you have to walk through the whole store to get to them.
Like, is that a conspiracy theory? Companies want you to buy more shit? Is that not just capitalism? I'm sorry.
You want to prove to the world and to that condescending salesperson that you do belong there.
And a study showed that it works.
I want to just tell those sales associates that they need to get off their high horses. Rude. It's simply rude. Long story short, I did end up getting the pair of shoes that I wanted.
Well, that's just someone who needs to work on their own insecurities if they're going to be negged by shop assistants into buying more stuff to prove that they have the money to buy it. I did get negged into believing into reptilians, but I was 14. I found a really mean website, so that's different.
Speaking of clothing stores, have you ever noticed how loud the music is in the store Hollister? Yeah, and it's not just that one. It's in every Hollister.
Plus, Hollisters are always so dimly lit so you don't see the price tags. See, I can do it too, Shane. Don't get me wrong, this is one of the more interesting parts of this video so far, but I don't think it's a conspiracy. I think it's just marketing techniques.
Well, the reason they do this isn't to make it feel like a party. It's because the louder the music is, the more likely you are to buy something that's overpriced. When the music is soft, you can think about the price and decide whether or not you can afford it. But if the music is super loud, it can disorient you and make it hard to think.
Sometimes if I put music on and it's too loud, I feel like I can't see anything properly. Is that just me? Quirky.
Now, I wanted to go myself and see if Hollister was still using all of these tricks. So I went to a mall near my house to check it out.
I imagine you're just like, work employee. Oh, what's that? It looks... I'm going to take a screenshot of that. As you can clearly see in this screenshot that I just took, it looks like there's a dinosaur head on top of the mannequin. Is this a subliminal message that some people are actually reptilian? Tune in for part 2 next time. Imagine you're just working at Hollister and then Shane Dawson comes stomping in to rifle through all the product to see if like it's too loud and if he's convinced to buy anything.
They also told me things changed when the CEO left, and he was...
Abercrombie & Fitch founder Mike Jeffries is stepping down as the CEO.
The company still remains under fire for its CEO's controversial comments.
That he only wanted good-looking people to shop at the stores, only skinny people to shop at the stores.
Oh, please, the CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch was worse than that. Apparently, I think if they were going to chuck clothes away, they would have to cut them up to prevent homeless people rifling through the bins and, you know, God forbid, wearing something that might give them a bit of warmth in the winter. Also, there is a certain irony in the CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch wanting only attractive people to wear it. Honestly, so... Well, I didn't say anything.
And just to show you how creepy the CEO was, these are actual quotes that he said. A lot of people don't belong in our clothes. That's why we hire good-looking people in the stores. Good-looking people attract other good-looking people, and we want to market to cool, good-looking people. We don't market to anyone other than that.
Here's my conspiracy theory. The former CEO of Hollister and Abercrombie & Fitch thought that if you say good-looking as many times as possible, it would subliminally influence people into thinking that you are good looking. I'm a bitch, but he's a bigger bitch, so it's fine, whatever. iPhone conspiracy part 4 of 4. Oh my god, how much are you gonna milk this? Bro, just get, you know, one of those old telephones that you have to like, get one of those or something, mate.
Now, as soon as the fire started, people were blowing up Twitter with conspiracy theories. The reason people were getting so suspicious is because there was pictures and footage being put out on Twitter where it looked like there was direct energy weapons. Now, if you don't know what that is, simply put, it's...
Do people think HARP was behind it?
Now, another reason a lot of people think that direct energy weapons might have started some of these fires is because of the aftermath.
Have you seen the video footage of the destruction of these fires?
If you look at overhead footage of the neighborhoods that were affected by the fires, you'll notice that the houses are all burned to the ground, but then there's trees and mailbox surrounding them that are untouched.
Can you see what I'm seeing right here? All the structures are burned down.
Okay, so some people think that the government was using energy weapons to start fires in specific locations in California. Why?
And one of them involves a very scary place called the Santa Susana Field Laboratory. So this was a massive government testing lab, and it was used for testing rockets. In Area 4 of the lab is where they used to experiment on nuclear reactors. Well, in 1959, there was a partial nuclear meltdown, and the area to this day has still not been completely cleaned up.
Wow, I'm learning something from a Shane Dawson video. I never thought the day would come. Me trying to save face desperately to hide the fact that I'm intrigued, a little bit captivated. Let's see if he can keep it up.
The Woolsey fire isn't just any old fire. It's a fire that started right in a neighborhood where all the big celebrities live. You know how much the news loves celebrities.
A lot of celebrities have also lost their homes as the fire rages on. Celebrities who live in the fire-ravaged areas have been sharing their own stories on social media.
We haven't been told to evacuate just yet.
Several other celebrities, including...
I mean, just that part alone of how much the news loves celebrities is true. I've actually been quiet throughout most of this because it is genuinely quite interesting.
And a few hours later, it's like the campfire didn't even happen. And all of the conspiracies and questions about it started to disappear because everyone wanted to know, is Kim and Kanye's house okay?
There was an image of this giraffe that I guess everyone knows there, Stanley the giraffe, in Malibu. It really stirred up, you know, there were celebrities tweeting about Stanley and...
He's not supposed to be safe.
People are concerned. What can you tell us about Stanley?
I remember seeing this video of this person driving through the fires because I remember thinking quite clearly, God, it looks like as if you're driving through hell.
Now, I talked to somebody who's very well versed in the home insurance world, and they told me that this theory isn't that crazy. So I'm going to act out exactly what he said to me. It's definitely not uncommon, Shane, especially when you're in a neighborhood that's overpopulated with ducks. When you see ducks, they're so serene and so calm, and they look like they don't have a care in the world.
Imagine how easy it must be to be a duck. I know, they got like no concern.
They're floating around and just trying to follow the crowd. But if you look just beneath the surface, their legs are moving fast. They're just...
My singing teacher has a similar analogy for how and he might watch this, he might watch this video, it's quite long, how you've just got to be like a duck. So, you know, this is effortless. But all the work is going on down here in the diaphragm with the breathing, like a duck's legs under the water, but this effortless because you don't want to cause tension. You don't want to cause like any sort of strain that's going to grip the voice. Okay. I got through that. Didn't realise it's a 2-part series. So if you enjoyed this video... No, wait, my not final thoughts, but a sum up. Some parts were like, what's your point with this? I feel like your attention span is all over the place and you had one train of thought that then led into a few other trains of thoughts that you tried to connect very loosely. And then other parts, I was engaged. I was watching the stuff about the wildfires. I thought that was very interesting. So all in all, I think that's more of a mixed bag from Shane, because there were some parts that were genuinely interesting, you know. Other parts, how is this to do with conspiracies? Interesting. So I guess that's all for this video. If you want to see me react to part 2, then make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!